Hello, everybody. Brian here, quantlabs.net. Going to show you the next round of reports that are new for this year. These are all the help of somebody on Telegram. Let's leave it at that. Constantly watches what I do. Thanks to him to help out to show you what I'm about to show you. So it's right now 8:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, January 5th, 2022-23. So I'm going to show you these new reports. First, I'm going to show you the sectors that you may have seen. So these are the only sectors producing right now. These are really early days. Takes up to 2 weeks for things to prove themselves, but at the same time, if they do pan out, you don't want to miss out on these. So you want to get in ASAP. So in our case, we have overseas Asia 3.5%, commodity gold 2%, U.S. health 1.3%, biotech 1.15, and so on with the utilities at 0.3%, 0.4%. Now on the right here is new. Actually, it's not new. This is my ranking file right here. And right now, I only have 8 companies. Now I can expand this if I want, but with the new reports, there's a limit on how many requests I can make. Um, and I can go into a couple hundred a day. Today I had over 2,000. So keeping it really simple. So in here in the ranking file, we get the price. These three right here are important. This is the SMA, simple moving average 20, 50, 200. These are the rate of return. Those time periods, year to date. Again, remember, this is fairly early. Uh, Volatility for the week and volatility for the month. And also current RSI. If you're into the short float ratio, that's a short against a trading ratio as well. I'm not really putting that as a priority. So going through this, some of these could be a ETF, some could be a fund, some could be actual stock. So here, in this case, we have EA at 124. SMA, may not outperform, been negative. So right now, I probably wouldn't put money in that company, but let's take a look anyways. So let me bring up the report here. Okay, so now remember, these are various companies from the various profitable sectors I've just highlighted. So each one, let's say for EA, there's going to be a forecast report as well as an equity, and even a fund will get a forecast report. So let's take a look at EA as an example. Oh, wrong one. So it's an HTML file, just so you know. We got to open it with a browser. So in my case, I'm using Brave, whatever you want. So in here in the summary, we get KPIs, the highlights here, what you can and cannot do, depending upon what you want. I mean, it's very impressive, this kind of report. I'm just using upgraded software to do this. Um, well, not I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'll just leave it at that. If you already know, good for you. Anyways, we get a description of the company. As it says, Electronic Arts. Get a plain price chart since 2021. See, it's been in a slight decline there, as well as the latest quote on the more important metrics, open, high, low, close, and so on. Management team here, and some insider activity as well. All right, so let's go over to fundamental analysis. So this goes deep. If you're used to my reports on Second Alpha, this is where it comes from, the same data, presented in the same way, but this is way deep. It's pretty well everything this thing can throw at you. So here we get the estimates, very conservative growth, as you can see, based on revenue, dividend, EPS, earning is set at this rate, number of analysts, average estimate, and growth in years ago. And also we have the revenue. So again, based upon next quarter, current quarter, and there's the average estimate among the number of analysts. Now we have the major institutional shareholders. This can be important for knowledge for those that may or may not care on the activism shareholder part with BlackRock, Vanguard, obviously 7%. State Street's usually in there as well, 4%. We also have the DCF and all that info there. Enterprise data as well. Market capitalization can be important. That's since this year and going back the last 5 years. Debt as well. And then we also have the income statement, which can be pretty important for some. Obviously, net income is more important than anything. Also, we have more important data info. This is what I primarily use. Is, as I said, in that ranking spreadsheet, we got estimate 20, 50, 200. And of course, we also use, RSI helps us valuation where it's at, current stock price activity, as well as we have the volatility as well, weekly and monthly as well. So my metric, too early to tell, but towards the end of the month, you want it less than four to really make it worthwhile. We got all the filings here. And technical analysis, usual, but there's some other ones you may not have seen through this. EA, MACD, RSI, stochastics, CCI, AD, Pollinger, not a big proponent of it. ADX, in there. I have seen a rune. That one is pretty surprising. It's not enough data for that to show. Behavioral. So again, this is now from these data sources. This is a sentiment analysis. Not much there. Headline, good or bad, I'm not sure. Still, I gotta see more of these. Interest in EA over time. You can see that there. It's kind of growing. And these are the highest regions interested in EA. I guess these are the game playing market. I'm not sure. Again, I'm just guessing. Top queries related to EA. So I guess obviously their game titles and other inquiries. Interesting stat there. Never seen before. Government data. Any news on coming out of the Congress on the company? If there's any big contracts. When you get into the bigger companies, you'll see more of that. Lobbying. Very unknown and unusual. I can't generate a lot of these, probably in the top companies. For the ones I want to put money into, I can do, but I can't do this day in and day out. This is very selective to be able to run these. So here on the comparison, we have correlation heat map, similar companies. There they are, Microsoft, I think that's Take Two, Activision, Disney, and so on. Historical volume, similar companies, same. Who's doing better? I guess in blue, that'll be Microsoft on top there. Sentiment correlation. I mean, it's pretty intense. And income for each company. Activision's obviously taken out because that's kind of being taken over by Microsoft. So interesting there. Options data, if you trade that, it's going to have huge input, put call, option value, volume, and open interest. Open interest is the big one because that's where people will queue up their orders that will impact price as well. Just to give you an idea. Dark pool is very important. A lot of this I've not been able to show before. Net volume, the short volume against the total traded volume. So you can see here it's dropped or dropping, and people were interested in the price, so they load it up. Price goes up. It starts the weekend. So there's a direct correlation here with the price. Again, price versus short volume interest. People are now starting to short the stock over 50%. Well, you can see the impact it can have on the price. So usually if there's that much interest in shorting, you can expect that to drop. Really powerful information here. quantitative analysis. We've got box plots, returns, monthly, yearly, um, analyst opinions as well. So you can see this is the set price the analyst was setting the price at. How did EA meet that? I talked about that in the past. Visualization of the number of people wanting to buy or sell. So you can see it's fairly strong there on strong buy. And it's amazing. So here's some of the analysts and their weighting outperform from Bernstein, let's say. And same thing here, the strong buy rating right here. These are the dates issued back last month in December. And then this another can be useful is insider trading. Who's buying what? So you got CEO, chief operating officer, the person. What are they selling, buying, time periods? You can see they're already selling. So again, because it's selling, that's what's elevating the shorting based around this. So they expect that stock to probably drop. I don't know why, but it's going to have an impact on price. So knowing this sort of information is really powerful. But just one example. And let's take a look at the corresponding forecast as well. So here I can do these day in, day out on the forecasting. Um, but it's an equity one that's very limited. So I'll load up the equivalent for EA. This is something different as well. Here's the data. Here's the closing price. Again, correlation. I think that's to the S&P. Here's our seasonality data, if there is any. This is where I get kind of confused. PES, I'll have to get more into that. And then the RNN for the recurring neural network. You can see here that it has dropped. That's the back test, five days ahead. I'm assuming this is daily data. This is back tested on 5 data, so you can see it's dropping. The RNN forecast is kind of hard to say. Same thing with this PES test as well. So that's pretty impressive in itself. But I'll be still able to do Monte Carlo with the other style older report because I got those running again, and regression as well. So that's pretty well those reports. Um, but let me quickly go over these to see which ones look good out of the companies. All right, so we have an equity report for EA and UNVR, and I think that's it. So let me pull UNVR. We'll find out what company that is. Ah, so I'll make sure you get access to the HTML reports. So here's UNVR. These KPIs are important. Some of the last 10 insider trading in millions was negative. There you go. So that should drop the price again. Closing price is less than the average price for the last 30 days. So that's a summary overview. Again, description. So this company is Univar Solutions, commodity and special chemical products, and so on. Um, so the price looks good, but you can see it's been dropping here throughout December. Uh, Hopefully we'll be able to catch these right, these rallies as they come. Fundamental data, same idea. I'll probably start paying more attention to this to see what people are saying. Um, so again, average price here at 60 cents. Oh no, guess this moves. Oh, those are earning estimates. It's not very much for a company of this size. Revenue estimate. This is important as well, though. See here, it's 2023, sorry, 2022, 2023, each quarter. Just for this year, this is what they put out. The estimate 2,700, and then it will go up. And I guess a year ago, how the performance was. So it's dropped compared to last year during that same time period. Again, institutional players. Um, I guess it's safe to say if you have a company not invested by Vanguard or BlackRock, it's not going to do well. But it's amazing to see virtually every company out there has BlackRock and Vanguard as a major investor. Enterprise data, number of shares, market capitalization, that's important. We can see here it's been dropped. Oh no, actually it's been, I gotta remember it's going in reverse. So it did well at 4.2 billion. Then it dropped, came back, and then now it's kind of recovered from 2017. Really good stuff. It's not a strong company, but you're not going to get, the cream of the crop companies here. Um, it's just the ranking is just not that strong. Um, so it's a lot here to go through. Um, Again, I just, from a simplistic standpoint, you can see here SMA at 12% did well, at 254%. Now it's just recently dropped as I showed in that price, 2.2% in the whole. Volatility, 2.4, that's still pretty good, but price is dropping. So here's some technical. Um, See here, um, this is important. This works. My system does this. Where it crosses, that's time to buy on the SMA 2050, and you can see it's going to cross here. That's time to sell. Um, Usually works pretty good. MACD as well. You can see here, once it goes over that zero line, then you dump. Once it crosses, then you enter. Once it crosses, or you can do it here as well, because that's the signal line and the MACD line right here, these two on those parameters. And the RSI is helpful, as you know. Right now, it's not too bad. Once it hits above the 70 overbought, they'll get pushed through. Then you can expect some kind of pullback to come. Historically, that's usually how it works. Stochastics is a little hard to say. I don't put a lot of emphasis on that. Same with CCI. Said I did see a rune in there. Don't know why it's not in there, but that's okay. It's enough there to work with. Behavioral sentiment. I'm not sure what I take out of this. There's enough headlines here for UNVR. Don't know what the blue versus yellow means. Interest. So as you can see here, interest will grow as price goes up. I'm sure of it. So you can see here who's interested in this company: Indonesia, Cambodia, and these are the search terms online. Interesting feature there I never thought of. Government menu, who's buying what. So there are some contracts there. These government contracts, again, the amount on 61K. So this is 60,000. No lobbying. I don't know much about this company. I don't know where they operate. I mean, I could look under the overview, but right now I'm just looking at the price pure data. And you can see these are similar companies. So right there, well, it's fairly flat actually, but the bigger company would be this HWKN. UNVR is down here probably in the orange. Correlation. Correlation, it's hard to say. I might be able to find some patterns looking at more of these as time passes. Um, So again, there's sentiment correlation. It's not charting up. And yeah, so you can see here income statement comparative to other companies. And not much data to work with here. It's probably a smaller company. Book call ratio is starting to go up, and the volume as well, building call volume, put volume. This is very important to know who's long and who's shorting. Highlight another chart, which is here, the dark pool again, net shorting. So um, I guess people are not really interested in this company a whole lot. Price versus short volume. Total volume. So there's very little shorting going on there in the red, and short volume is well below 50%. So once you get the shorting over 50, that's when you worry, because that's going to be another sign of reversal, quantitative, and analyst as well. So here we have a strong buy, quite a few actually. See here who's calling these, what analyst. So we have here Credit Suisse, the target price of $31, 26.36. Really powerful, really useful. And again, these are analyst recommendations. This would come from TradingView as well. So you get some, obviously, some views of people who are interested in this company as well. Insider trading. So we go option exercise as well. Pretty useful stuff. Now, let me just show you the forecast here. Ah, got to remember to open that with a browser. So open with Brave, whatever your browser is. Um, so there's the price, $36. Correlation there, seasonality. I still got to interpret that. But this right here, that's the back test, looks pretty good. Projection, evenly split. Again, same over here on the RNN. And that's pretty well it. Okay, so I could go on and on and on, but those are the detail reports for two stocks. I could look at DBS. Well, was it two? Yes, there's only two out of the eight. And then again, you want to look at the overall on the ranking on the estimate. It's not very strong and convincing. This one may be OR. Let's just see the forecast for it. So here, it's hard to say if there's more evenly split. So it's going to be about $13.50 on the upside. But yeah, oh yeah, you can see right there. So they do project a slight higher probability there. Same with RNN. Well, creating neural network. So that's pretty well it. But again, you might need to wait it out for a couple of days. You can always something you like, you can just add it to, let's say, MotoWave, get it ready with the strategy, apply it. And if it does start to perform, it'll automatically trade. That's pretty well it. I want to show you these new reports. Thanks for watching.